take you to daycare in Columbus. All right. I am taking her to Columbus today, and I'm going to Michigan, and I'm gonna drop her off at a daycare in Columbus. That's her favorite daycare. So yeah, we're on a road trip, and it's very early. It's 6:45, so I gotta get taken off. Okay, I just dropped Summer off at daycare. Last week I went to Michigan to drop my passport off at the consulate office so that they could get my visa ready for me. And I had to wait a week, and now time is up and my visa is ready and my passport, so now I just need to pick up my passport. So that's why I'm heading out that way, and I just dropped Summer off at daycare. Now I have some time to kill in Columbus before my appointment's at 3 and it's not even 9 yet. It's like 8:50 a.m. and it only takes 3 hours to get to the consulate from here. I'm so tired. I haven't had one drip of water or coffee or anything, and I haven't had anything to eat. And my friend gave me a Tim Hortons gift card, so guess where I'm headed? That's right, Tim Hortons. I really have been wanting to get some hemp or twine because my friend taught me how to do macrame. That's the best way I can describe what it is. It's not really macrame, but it's like the same type of patterns you use to make like jewelry. So I've really been into the idea of getting some twine for that, so I might just go to a craft store and buy some twine. I got the coffee. It was good. It did not really do much for making me feel awake and alive. I think it's because I went to bed pretty late, but also I had a hard time getting to sleep. Like, it started storming and thundering at a weird time, and Summer didn't like it, so that didn't help. So I think that the longer I'm awake, the more I'm gonna feel a little bit more awake, and I'm gonna give this coffee a little bit more time to sink in. Yeah, it was a little bit burnt, but I don't care. I'm gonna drink it. I'm gonna continue drinking it. I think I'm gonna go to Michael's. I spent some time walking around Michael's, and it was a fun way to kill time because I just wanted to get off my feet and look at stuff, and that allowed me to do that. I looked around at all the hemp and cord and jewelry accessories, and it was fun to look at, but a lot of those beads are so overpriced compared to what you can get online. So I got a couple things, but some different colors of cord, some hemp cording, so I wanted the black. It was really nice because when I checked out, she was like, "Did you get the $5 coupon in your email?" And I was like, "No." So it was $5 off, which made it super duper cheaper. I feel so low energy right now, if you can't tell, but I'm excited to get there. I'm excited to get my passport. I think it's going to be a lot of music on the way there, and I'm really glad that I brought my power bank. I think that was a good call. I charged it up all the way, and I just, on a long trip like this, I do not want a chance running out of battery because I actually don't know where I'm going. I have no idea how to get to Michigan. No matter where I'm at, if I'm not in my hometown, I have Google Maps up. I'm glad that I charged it last night, so I should be good to go, and wish me luck. Okay. I don't know if you can hear me or not, so I'm just gonna talk. I got my passport and I'm so happy. I feel very relieved. It's got the visa. All I did basically was I just went and I got Panera Bread. Turns out somebody else picked up my order because they just thought it was theirs. So because of that, they decided to give me some free stuff. They made my sandwich huge. They gave me an extra fry. Well, sorry. Whoa. First of all, back up. They gave me a side, which I did not order, which I chose a bag of chips. I'm tired. So I got a bag of chips and a large drink and a big sandwich when it's just a lot more than what I ordered. So that was fun. And the area, like at the consulate of Japan in Detroit, that area is really pretty because it's right on the water. Basically, you look across a river or a lake or whatever that is. I don't even know. I was assuming Lake Erie, but I think there's rivers around there. But anyways, you look across and you can see Canada, but there's some big cruise ships and stuff. There's something about like a city with a body of water. I think that's part of what I think is cool about Chicago too, is like it's got like a river going through it, and I like the dichotomy of just having like water with like a big city or something like that. It's just really nice. And so anyways, I did that, and then I got into a bit of an annoying situation when I had to go get gas. By the way, I'm screaming. I wonder if this is gonna be like, if I'm gonna sound like I'm screaming, but I feel like you're so far away that I have to like talk loud. But yeah, basically I went to go get gas, and then for whatever reason it started taking me back towards Detroit, which I didn't want to really get gas like in Detroit. I wanted to get out of the traffic before leaving, but then it was like, oh, we're gonna go back to Detroit, and then like whatever. So, and then the gas station that I went to, I literally started, I put my card in, I put my number in, and then I put the gas pump in, and nothing came out. So I went in there, and I was like, is there something wrong with this? And he was like, oh yeah, we're out of gas. And I was just like, oh my god, I was so annoyed with that. So, but then I went to 2 miles down the road, and it was good, and now I'm on my way back. I do want to say, like, I'm sorry you can't see anything. You can't see me. Like, you can literally just see my arm right now and part of my legs, but maybe I can change that. See if I can change that. Is that better? No. You can't see shit. Well, this is what it's going to be like. But anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, I need to mention the power bank was such a great idea. I got that a while back for doing festivals and stuff, and if I was using a Square reader, I wanted my phone to keep charge. But something I'll say about it, like if you are on like a long road trip, or even like I want to say 5 hours plus, go get a power bank. This was really cheap when I got it. It was like, I think it was like 10 or 11 bucks, and it will, like, even when you have Google Maps and you're using Google Maps, it will charge your phone and get your phone back up to 100%, which I didn't realize was possible, because I had tried to like plug my phone into my car to get a charge off of that while I'm using Google Maps, and it doesn't seem to actually do the trick. But with the power bank, it really does. So I would say if you're one of those people like me who like really needs Google Maps to navigate anywhere, just keep a power bank in your bag, and you'll be good to go. And then you can also, what I'm doing right now is my power bank power is getting low, so I'm charging my power bank with my car, so I plug that into my car. So no matter what happens, you'll be able to have a charge on your phone, which is really important. It's for not getting lost in big cities. But anyways, so I would say today was a great experience. really tired, but I got the hemp that I wanted to buy, the little hemp twine that I wanted to buy for making some necklaces, and I got a really nice deal on that. I think I paid like $7 or $8. And then I got my passport, and the lady at the consulate she's so nice, and she was just genuinely curious about my situation. So she was asking like, so you're going to Kagoshima? And I said, yeah, I'm actually going to an island located off the southern coast of Japan. And she was like, oh, like she just seemed excited, and she said, how many people? And I said, I think there's around 60, like around that number. And she was like really excited for me, and I just said that she asked if I'd been there before. I said, well, I went to Japan in January. I loved it. It was beautiful. And she just said she hopes I have an amazing trip and good luck with everything. And she was really friendly. Yeah, it made everything a lot smoother. I'm drinking my coffee that I got Panera. And also, I have like, since I technically ordered half a sandwich, but they gave me a whole sandwich, I have like food for later if I get hungry, or for tomorrow. For sure, I'm not wasting that. I got a whole extra meal out of that. So I would say today I had pretty good luck. I had good luck, but I did prepare as best as I could. But yeah, I hope that this is all catching on the audio, because if not, I'm just talking to myself, which if so, that's totally fine, because it's a reflection anyways. Little reflection on the day. I think that I know I've mentioned this before in other videos and stuff, but as just kind of like a recap in case you've never seen any of my videos before, or you don't know, my husband is teaching in Japan. He is teaching on a small island off the southern coast of Japan, the southern coast of Kagoshima Prefecture, and he's been there for a year. And I visited him in January for a couple weeks. It was awesome. And now I am less than 3 weeks out from joining him. So I had a lot of stuff to get ready over this last month. It has been such a process, because also I didn't say I'm bringing my dog with me. She's going with me. And that's a lot. It's a lot of stuff to do to prepare for an animal for Japan, because they have to have 2 rabies shots and then a titer test, which is basically like a test to make sure that there's enough of the vaccine in their system. And then they have to wait 6 months. So she did all this 6 months ago, and I had to get a lot of things done with her vet. She's got to have a certificate stamped by the USDA and all that stuff. So, like, it sounds simple, and it is in a way. Like, it's technically everything that I have to do is not difficult, but it's the learning along the way, and the kind of twists and turns you have to roll with, and the amount of things that you have to do. I think that's what it is when you're dealing with, like, I had to get a visa for myself. I had to get Summer, my dog, approved for flying. I had to get a crate for her. I had to work with the animal quarantine services in the Haneda airport in Japan. And I know, like, when I go, I know that it's going to be such a crazy experience to travel with an animal, and I know that I'll probably cry. Like, it's going to be really hard, because Summer is not a dog who gets crated. She has free range of the house, and she gets out to pee every couple hours, every 2 to 3, and she gets a lot of exercise, and she's never crated, never has been. So it's going to break my heart to have to put her in a crate. I need to get her used on top of that, I'm gonna get some anxiety medication for her because there's just no way. Like, she's not a chill dog. I would not call her a chill dog. She has anxiety on when we go to the vet and she knows that she's seeing a doctor. She does not like that. I think that's the main thing that gives her anxiety. Is that there's, like, basically, like, if she thinks that you're going to clip her nails, look into her ear, see, I need water. If she thinks that you're going to do anything medical to her, she gets high anxiety. She can snap. She can snip at you. And she's not a dog that does that. She's very, very sweet. She would never hurt anyone. That being said, when she goes to the vet and she feels like threatened and high anxiety, she can get defensive, and which makes me think maybe I should purchase a muzzle just as a backup, just in case, because it doesn't hurt to have one, and they've used muzzles on her before just to make sure that they're safe. And just because they put a muzzle on your dog doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that your dog's aggressive or that your dog is not a good dog. It just means that they have fear. Like, the only reason that they snap is because of fear of some sort, and they're trying to protect themselves in the best way that they know how. And even though they don't have to, and you're really helping them, but they don't know that, and so you have to, like, empathize with that. But I'm literally on the same road for, like, I was on it for 70 miles, and I'm down to 45 miles on this road now. But yeah, I think that's a big misconception about dogs. It's just they must be aggressive if they do certain things. And the truth is, I think that very few dogs are actually really aggressive dogs. I say that as being somebody who's, like, been attacked twice, but no. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I think it's going to be quite the journey with me and her. It's going to be, like, probably the most tiring journey of my entire life that I've done so far. And I've already gone to Japan before, but this is going to be a different level because my main concern is going to be her. I don't even care about what happens to me. I'm not worried about anything about myself. I just, like, she's my responsibility. And I have to take care of her. And I have to make sure that she is comfortable and as much as possible. And to make sure, you know, I always try to make her realize that I'm always coming back. Like, I think that's really important. That's really important for me, for her to know, because I have left her with my parents before for a couple of weeks with my mom when I was gone to Japan, and I came back, and it's just really, I hope that she knows that, like, no matter how long I leave her or if she stays with someone, that I always come back. And so hopefully she remembers that when she goes into this plane in this completely unknown environment, and I'm sure will be terrified, but I'm really hoping I can get her, like, a little bit high, a little bit drugged up. Okay, no, that sounds worse. I hope that I can get her super calm with whatever medication they give her. I'm going to hope for the best, but I'm going to prepare for chaos. Because when you're traveling, things a lot of times, they don't go necessarily exactly as expected, and you have to roll with it. You have to just say, okay, we'll figure it out from here. We'll figure it out from here. So that's what I'm going to try to tell myself. If I get lost, if I mess something up, if something gets delayed, whatever the case is, I just say, I'll figure it out from here. What is my next step? Because when you think about everything all at once, it's really overwhelming to be like, how do I even get to my final destination? And just don't think about that. Just think about just the very next step you have to do, and then so on and so forth. that's just like advice for for life, probably. Just think about the next thing you have to do, and then after that, what's the next thing you have to do? Especially if you feel like things are overwhelming, and try to just take it like one step at a time. And I guess that's kind of what I've been doing for the process of preparing. It's like, yes, I have so much ahead of me, but what's the very next thing? And in that way, it gives me something to actually do, like an actionable thing to check off of my list. And it puts me one step closer to whatever it is that I want to do. So, yeah, this is like kind of like a podcast, but I'm so sorry, you literally have nothing to look at except my arm, and there's kind of a little bit of sky. So, apologies for that, but it's probably more candid. Like, it's probably more candid because the camera is just it's kind of like an ambience. It's kind of like one of those lo-fi music videos where there's a person driving and you see the sky, except there's a girl talking over it, and there's no music. Well, there might be. I might put music over this. Yeah, I'll put music over this. Anyways, this has been the craziest year, probably, of my whole life, in a really good way. And I've just been taking it all in